now listening to the Jca Sports Podcast on Spotify and Anchor.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another. Wow, that was a very abrupt ending on that applause. One more time. So the people in the back can hear it. Yeah, just what I needed. The JCA Sports. That interrupts. It just ends so abruptly. I don't like it. But yeah, the JCA Sports Podcast here. We're live on Facebook, on YouTube, and are we live on Instagram? Are we live on Instagram? Yeah, no. All right, whatever. We are back. The JCA Sports Podcast. Jose Contreras to my left. I am Eric Avila. Jonathan Playo can't be with us today, but he's with us in spirits. And in spirit indeed, because I think he right now is having a victory tour about the Chicago Bears quarterback, but we'll get to that a little later.
He just wants a little of that hot.
That's all he wants. Yeah. All right, that's all I'm going to be on our show today. We're talking about the Bears victory yesterday. A very hard fought win.
It's a victory Monday.
It is a victory Monday. Yeah. Yes. It feels like a victory, but also at the same time, it feels like a semi-loss too as well. Let's get into it.
No.
A win's a win. I get it.
A
win's a win.
We take it.
We'll take it because we only got
taking dubs, boy. We eating dubs like Jameis Winston.
We only got like 10 of them within the last 2 years, so that means we're desperate for some wins here. But the Bears won yesterday. They came back 24-7. They covered. If anybody wants to do their gambling, I think they were favored by 4.5 points. But the main talking point. You want to start off positive or you want to start off negative? Wow, this is the longest.
I don't know.
All right, let's start with the positive. The positive is the Bears defense looks like it's going to be a top 5, maybe even a top 3 defense in the NFL. They literally showed up and showed out in the second half, mind you. In the second half, Monsters of the Midway is back. They did their halftime adjustments in the second half, and granted, they made Will Levis's life a little bit of hell, back there. And let's be honest, Will Levis was torching them up in the first half. The Bears went up 17. The Titans were up 17-3 on the Bears at a halftime, but the Bears did the adjustment. They got to Will Levis in the second half. I think a total of five sacks on Will Levis, 2 interceptions. One of them returned for a touchdown. Tyreek Stevenson, Jalen Johnson also got one too. The momentum, and also the special teams too as well, which actually was the momentum shifter right there, was the block punt and a return by Simone Biles' husband, Jonathan Owens. Let's start off with the positive. Jose, it looks like the extra talk about having another defensive lineman for the Chicago Bears is really not needed.
Man, they went after it, man. They went after it for sure. They carried. John was here a couple weeks ago saying defense is going to carry. He was right.
He was right.
The defense 100% carried this team.
Wow, you got a little loud there.
I realized once I took this thing off. But the defense carried 100%. They got after it. They made that. They like you said, they made that adjustment at halftime.
Yeah.
After seeing the post game interviews, the videos they're putting on Instagram, the Bears, you're seeing that Matt Eberflus did his thing. He kept the team together. He kept them in good spirits, and we know he's the one calling that defensive play.
Yeah.
And man, they showed up and showed out because it started with that Jonathan Owens
special teams
return for a touchdown, scoop and score.
Yeah, and that you could tell. And I texted you guys. We texted each other, me, you, and John at halftime, and I did say, "Relax, we're gonna be good." We still got another half. We need to chill for a bit. And I honestly said that thinking that the offense was going to show out. Instead, it was the defense that showed out. And again, like you said, 2 interceptions, one from Jalen Johnson, one from Tyreek Stevenson. Stevenson took it back to the house in a very, I guess you could say, in a very inexperienced quarterback way, a quarterback that's been in the league for a year or two already. And also, having the ill-advised throw to Tyreek Stevenson for the touchdown. They pressured him. They got the pressure. They switched the field on the Bears. And I think I heard or read, I'm not sure which one it was. I'm pretty sure I read it, that the Bears did not let the Titans cross the 50-yard line not once in the second half.
Well, so a lot of that I feel like has to do with the punter. I mean, he was punting in their end zone. So I mean, shout out to Tory. Was it Tory Taylor?
Tory Taylor.
Yeah. So.
But again, even with that, yes, the punter had a lot to do with it too as well. But the defense, they took a stance.
They did.
They took a stance. That's all the positive that comes out for the Chicago Bears so far this week.
Well, look who it is.
Yeah, well, look at what he said. Guess Caleb is better at painting nails than being a quarterback.
Wow, there he is, guys.
There he is,
ladies and gentlemen. Jonathan Paleo,
a guy that doesn't know a quarterback when he sees one. Yeah, man, it wasn't. But at this point, I think he can gloat just a little bit.
100% he can gloat.
He could gloat. Yeah, Caleb and that offense look bad.
Yeah,
they look really, really bad. And that's just the one. I mean, where's it to blame? Where's it start to blame? Is it Caleb? Is it the offensive line? Was it the scheming? Was it where on the ranking list? Who do you blame at number one?
100% the offensive line for me is number one. Their center was getting his ass kicked, handed to him. and look, all credit needs to go to the Titans defense. That front line was deadly.
That dude Sweat looked like
he's
that's a beast. That's a big boy.
That's a big man right
that's
there.
That's a
big man. But yeah, he was having his way with him. He was having his way with him
all
the
day.
Entire time.
Yeah.
And Caleb was getting pressured the entire time. Look, I don't care how good of a quarterback you are. If you don't have time to throw, if they're in your face every single time,
you're not going to be successful
in a game like that. That's where you miss Justin a little bit, just a little bit, because Justin. I feel like Justin's a better runner than Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Justin would have got sacked maybe a lot more times than
100%.
Caleb for sure. But just to be able to know how he creates with his feet, but. That's the difference. We shouldn't have to rely on Caleb running. He needs to be able to throw, and he can't throw if he's getting pressured every single time the ball snaps. Remember Patrick Mahomes the year when they faced the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl? We all know how talented Patrick Mahomes is.
Yeah.
But the Bucs got after him.
They got after him, and you could tell he was uncomfortable throughout the whole time.
They got after him, and that's what it reminded me of yesterday when the Titans were going after Caleb Williams, man. They like every single time you just see someone in his face.
Yeah.
And you know what? And credit, we gotta give credit to where credit's due for Caleb. He did not turn the ball over once. He took some sacks. Mm-hmm. He did run backwards where that kind of cost him some yardage, but he didn't turn the ball over once. He was smart with the football.
Yeah.
He took care of the football.
Yep.
He did not put the Bears in a position. Other than that, I just mentioned.
He didn't fumble the ball.
He didn't fumble it.
Justin would have.
Yeah, for sure. He didn't put him in a compromising position where the other team scored like Will Levis did with the Titans.
No, yeah, for sure. And that was one key. I mean, right here, I got Caleb's stats right in front of me. He went 14 for 29 for 93 yards. No touchdowns, no interception, 2 sacks, both sacks equal to 29 yards total. And this is where, again, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty on paper. It wasn't pretty on the field.
No.
And you're right. The offensive line is really the one to be blamed here the most. As you guys are listening to the Jca Sports Podcast here on Facebook and YouTube, make sure you guys follow us and subscribe on all our streaming platforms, YouTube and on Facebook too as well. Follow us, and we will follow you back on the Insta. Yeah, man. It's look, I expected it. I expected not a really good game from Caleb Williams. I did not expect it for it to be this bad. And I think the only reason why is like no rookie quarterback in the first game does well. I mean, CJ Stroud didn't have a good game last year in his first game. You can even go far back as Andrew Luck. You can go far back as Peyton Manning. You could go far back Drew Brees. First year starting quarterbacks, you can easily excuse me, like they don't do well. And I was expecting Caleb Williams not to do well. I wasn't expecting Caleb Williams to be this bad. But also at the same time, I wasn't expecting this offensive line to look as atrocious as they did yesterday. And to be quite honest, I think that my only gripe with this situation is the fact that last year they came to this game, or last year against the Packers, they went unprepared. They didn't play a lot in the preseason. They thought everything was good, fine and dandy, going to practices and whatnot. They did the same thing this year, and the same result happened. And that has to do a lot with the coaching. And to me, the coaching has more to blame with this one, simply because they really didn't prepare this kid very well. They didn't prepare this offensive line very well. They didn't prepare the offense very well. You only got, 20, 30 snaps in the preseason?
Coaching, you're talking about Shane Waldron, or you're talking about Matt Eberflus?
Everybody. Everybody's under everybody's under. Matt Eberflus is the coach. So he deserves blame. Don't give me the defense. Don't give me the defense.
Look,
don't give me the defense.
Okay, hold on. 1 second, real quick.
At the end of the
Eric,
day, he's the head coach.
At the end of the day, he is the head coach, which is why was it a win or not?
I mean, it's a win.
Yes or no?
It's a win.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're going to blame the head coach for the offensive woes, you also have to blame the head coach for the win.
And we just
because they were 17-0 in the play in the halftime. 17-3.
I also have a gripe with that too as well.
They started off 17-0.
It was 17-0.
Going to halftime, it was 17-3.
Yes.
So 100% the coaching also gets the blame for the win, because they held that team together.
Yes.
They came back. And yes, offensively they weren't there.
No.
But this isn't offense versus offense. This is a whole team game. Special teams came out and did their thing.
I hear you.
Defensively, they came out and did their thing.
And
the offense didn't make any type of mistakes that put the Bears in situations for them to lose.
And I get that. But also at the same time, the underpreparedness that the Bears came in as an offensive unit. Again, if we're taking everything that we see in preseason, and I think all of us could agree that we kind of take the preseason with a grain of salt, right? My issue with this, though, is that the problems that you saw that the Bears had in the preseason showed up in this game yesterday.
Yeah.
They were struggling within their in the red zone, which I'll get into a little bit where I have a gripe on that. They were struggling to get their plays off. They were struggling to get some type of cohesive togetherness. And I get that they went out the second half of the second game or the third game. I don't remember what game it was that they went out where oh yeah, I like that move. But they should have started a series or two in the Hall of Fame game. They should have extended a series 2 or 3, 4 or 5 in the second preseason game. Definitely play the whole second half in the third, and at least a series or two in the fourth. That way everybody could get comfortable and used to each other. They didn't do that. And again, the result on offense showed today. And you can say that, but it's true, because we're backing this up until last year.
Hold on.
Matt Eberflus
let's back it up. Let's back it up for a little bit.
Because
let's back it up for a little bit. I get what you're saying, and even CP here says that Shane could have been more creative with the playbook. Caleb's stats would have looked a hell of a lot better if a few drops didn't happen.
Oh no, for sure.
And that's where I want to get. That's where I want to get to.
I mean, hindsight's 2020. We said that, and I get that.
And that's what I want to get to. We got to put some kind of the blame also has to be on the players. I think. I think Caleb was a bit nervous. I think even though he said he doesn't get nervous, I think he was a bit nervous. I think this was, I'm not gonna lie. I think he had the first game jitters for sure.
He was a whole 4 quarters.
I mean, because he was overthrowing, and he had some. And look, and it wasn't like bad overthrowing. Like, he had some zip on those damn balls. The man can throw. The only thing is he was overthrowing his targets
and underthrowing it.
And I mean,
if there was no accuracy whatsoever.
And then you had some drop balls.
100%.
You had Keenan Allen dropping
one touchdown.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like
DJ Moore dropping one too as well.
So what I'm saying is that could have definitely changed things. A lot of what we're saying right now, that would have changed a lot.
100%. But you know what else helps? Reps. You know where they get the reps? Preseason.
Well, I get it.
I get practice is one thing, but preseason with pads and other people.
But it's still different because you're going against backups. This is the first game. This is the rep he needs. This is the reps they need against actual starters. And let's go to Peter here.
They get actual starters sometimes too in the preseason as well.
Yeah, but not always. Not always. And let's Peter here 100% is right. Let's give some credit to the Titans D line.
100%.
They're big. Emphasis on the big. They're fast. underrated like a motherfucker.
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah,
So
100%.
you gotta. I get what you're saying about preparation, and maybe it could have been better, especially with the offensive line. They should have known coming out there, hey, this unit that we're putting out there probably isn't the best unit.
Nope.
But that's on polls. He should have identified that a lot sooner than
agree
week
with
one.
that part. 100% that. And again, the same thing goes where, Shane Waldron should have also identified that issue too as well pretty early. Again, he only got sacked twice. That's an miracle in itself.
but that's not,
the way that they were pressuring him. It's a miracle.
But that has a lot to do. That has a lot to do with Caleb Williams
knowing how to play the position.
Being smart with
100%.
the position.
I agree
Being
with you 100%.
smart with the football. That's something he didn't put the Bears in a position other than when he ran back and took that horrible sack.
Jeez,
that was it. But other than that was a rookie. Man, he's a rookie.
That's a rookie.
But
mistake.
that was it. He didn't throw any interceptions.
Nope.
He didn't fumble the ball.
Nope.
Like, I mean, you seen Will Levis. Like, it could have been bad. Look,
It could have been worse.
it was hilarious, right? I was
On
what
Twitter.
was I doing? I was watching something
On
earlier,
TikTok.
and it was the Titans head coach.
Pornhub.
The Titans head coach that said,
We could have punted on 1st and 10 every
we could
single game.
have punted 1st and 10 every single time and probably won the game.
Yeah.
I thought that was
It's
hilarious. It's a shot at his offense, but it's also a shot at the Bears
The Bears
because they couldn't do a damn thing offensively as well.
And again, like we can. I know we're nitpicking. We're nitpicking a lot here, and again, I'm nitpicking how offense came out too as well. My other gripe and my other problem is too as well is I'm afraid that the Bears are going to be too vertical this year because and yes,
they got away from the running game.
They got away from the running
Which
game,
is correct. It's the complete opposite because in the past
yes,
it was all running game and they got away from the passing game, or they would just do little stupid ass
little
dunks.
right. And I get it. Look, and
screen passes.
And when they were in the red zone, if it wasn't for Keenan Allen dropping the pass, we would have gotten a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
But you're 1st and goal, I think in the Titans, 8-yard line, whatever. At least one of the plays have to be some type of running play. And now, look, I'm not saying it because I have DeAndre Swift in like 3 fantasy football in 3 leagues. Like, I'm not saying that purpose. I'm saying it as how do you open up a small field by running the game? Why? Because you compact everybody. So in one of them where you could do probably a play action where you can find somebody wide open because you already ran the ball the first or the second time at 1st or 2nd down. You're opening up the playbook a little bit more within the small time frame or a small field to get a touchdown. Again, Keenan Allen should have caught that ball for a touchdown. 100%. I get it, 100%. I'm not arguing that part. It was part of the play, yes. But also when you're there and the Bears struggle in the preseason in the red zone too as well, going too vertically, even when they got the 2-point conversion, it was a surprise. It was a surprise move. But then also at the same time, it's like they still pass for that 2-point conversion. And I get it. You ran through and everything like that. But it was one of those situations where it's like I feel like the Bears are gonna be too vertical and we'll get away from the running game just a tad bit within the opponent's 30.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear you. I definitely hear, and me and Paulina were watching the game, and she was saying a lot of the hate that DeAndre Swift just wasn't, you didn't really see much explosiveness from him right away.
You didn't.
You could tell there's a lot of tread in that tire. You know what I mean? Like he was pretty.
He went to Georgia. Georgia's heavy as a run heavy team. So
he struggled a little bit. So, and I think they seen that right away. I mean, come on, they were busting out Homer, bro. Khalil Herbert wasn't doing much.
They didn't even use him at all.
Roshan Johnson wasn't even playing. He wasn't even active.
He was hurt.
He was hurt a little bit, but you know what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. So I get why they got away from the run game because the run game was pretty much non-existent. And again, that defensive line, they were blitzing, they were putting on pressure, they couldn't do anything.
And again, you know what else was another thing that I have a problem with? Cole Kmet. Why was he on the field a lot?
Let's get into the comments before
Go
we
ahead.
get there. Okay, so CP goes. Tennessee also had one hell of a defense against a low-tier offensive line facing Jeffrey Simmons and L'Jarius Sneed. Your first game is not easy, not
100%.
at all. It wasn't as easy we all thought it was going to be for
100%.
sure. So shout out to them, man, because that team is sneaky good.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb made at least 3 to 4 mistakes, a few overthrows, and that terrible 19-yard sack. Like, bro, this ain't college. You can't get out of here. It's true.
It's a rookie mistake.
Speaking of Paulina, the saddest O-line ever.
100%.
Sure. She's one of the sacks had 3 linemen block. Okay,
that was the second sack.
That was the center.
He went to,
and it was he didn't have anybody to cover him. No, he wasn't covering anybody originally. So he literally went to go help out somebody he was helping out two guys who were already double teaming somebody else.
Right.
So now you have triple teaming
One person.
one
And
person,
the dude just went around.
leaving one of the defenders just come right in to sack
Yeah.
Caleb Williams. What are you doing?
No, 100%.
That you're supposed to stay. If you have nobody to cover, you stay in your post and you protect your area.
100%.
He was like, oh, I got nothing to do. Let me make sure I look like I'm doing something.
Right.
It's like when you're at work. You know what I mean? You're really not doing that, but you got to pretend like you're doing something. So you just, let me go help these guys do something. They don't even need my help.
100%. I hear you.
It was literally the saddest thing ever. Peter, again, he was running for his life the whole game, but didn't throw any picks. That's impressive in itself. 100%. I agree. You good?
I'm all right there. Old man cough.
And the CP, he had no interceptions. What made me proud, rookies are known for that. I mean, Bo Nix threw one.
Bo Nix threw one.
I mean, Jaden Daniels wasn't having a good game either, but I mean,
100%.
Caleb looked pretty solid as far as that. Losing Rome hopefully won't hurt too much. I mean, he's week to week, so we'll see. And then Peter goes again. I wouldn't blame it all on Swift. Again, the Titans defense is good against the run, which is true.
It is true.
And then CP goes on and says, Swift showed me something. No, I'm with you, Eric. I think they showed commit to the run more to take pressure off Caleb, bring the safeties in a bit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I know it's just the first game of the season.
It is. It's literally the first game.
It's literally the first game of the season.
But because we're Bears fans, and this looked like the same old Bears from the past, we have PTSD, guys. We have trauma.
I'm good.
The reason why you're saying what you're saying is because you also have PTSD. You're just in the denial stage, okay? But let's be each other's therapists, right? We got to remember that this is just the first game of the season. We got to remember that Caleb Williams is just a rookie.
I don't think we should be the people's therapist.
And I'm just I get it.
Sports therapy, probably.
Yesterday's game was very reminiscent of the 2018 Bears when we had that really good defense under Matt Nagy's head coaching, with the offense that
was very sus.
It wouldn't lose us games, but it was like they were game managers. They were doing their job to get the wins.
100%.
And I feel like that's what it was very reminiscent of that. The offense did what they had to do to win the game, but the defense showed up and showed out.
Yeah, 100%. And then, first of all, you're listening to the Jca Sports Podcast here on Facebook, YouTube. Guys, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on the TikTok. We'll be posting up our reels very, very soon on there. So make sure you guys follow us there, and then share all of our shows on here and on YouTube too as well. Where was I going after I said the reset?
Is this even plugged in?
It should be plugged in. What, the charger?
Yeah.
The laptop? Oh, it's not plugged in. You got to plug it in, bro. It's dying. All right, continue the show. I'll charge it.
All right, bet. All right. So one thing I was telling Eric that I think we should do on the show is us as Bears, as toxic Bears fans. It's okay. It's really hard not to compare your current with your ex, right? Quarterback. I mean. Okay. Like if you're in a better relationship now, then you're like, man, this is great. My ex wasn't doing this for me. You know what I mean? It's very easy to like compare it into that. So
I don't even know what was worse, hearing that without the headphones or with the headphones.
Look,
I was like, what the shit?
We're going to do that. Okay,
Yeah,
we're going to compare Justin Fields and Caleb Williams. We moved on. What?
You see CP's comment?
What do you say?
Will
Levis gave more touchdowns to the Bears than Caleb. I mean, it's facts.
It is facts.
That's facts. It's true. So we're going to compare every single game this season until it's a definitive win for one or the other. We are going to compare.
I'm not doing this.
Justin Fields and Caleb Williams. Why? Because we moved on with Justin Fields. We're in a really good relationship. What it seems like a potential, good relationship that's not going to break our heart. That's not going to cheat on us. That's just going to take care of us emotionally, be there for us. Little Hawk Tua, you know what I mean? And then, but Justin Fields, he also moved on. He's on a whole new team. You know what I mean? So we're gonna definitely compare Justin Fields and Caleb Williams in this episode for sure, based off their performance.
I want to sincerely apologize to all our listeners and watchers about this. I do not have
He's
any
lying.
type of consent to this
He's
whatsoever.
lying. He's lying.
I
I
don't wanna
definitely
be
put
part
that.
of-
I definitely put it in the group chat. He was like, "Yeah, we're gonna do that."
I do not want to be part of this, and this was not in our group chat. by the
That's a damn lie. Why you lying to the? Why you lying to the fans already,
Oh
bro?
my
Come
God.
on, man. Anyways, we are gonna do that. Stay tuned. We're gonna do that a little bit later. But yeah, Peter goes on as a Titan fan to the last comment. He's talking about this one with
Yeah.
CP saying Will Levis gave more touchdowns to the Bears than Caleb did. Oh, Eric, and the defense. It was a defensive game.
It was.
It was a defensive game, and that's saying something with the
It was-
score being the way it was.
It was so early 2000s type of score.
And you know, and it's crazy because I was criticizing the Bears defense in the beginning in the first half because they were letting the Titans run all over.
We were criticizing the whole entire team. The
Tony
first half.
Pollard looked like Tony Pollard in Dallas. He was just
The
going
backup Tony Pollard.
Yes,
the
backup,
better version
yes,
Tony Pollard.
the backup Tony Pollard. He was. I was like, holy shit! And that's the thing. And they kept going to him, and the Bears could not stop him.
100%.
They also went away from that running.
They did. They really did.
Because the Bears started to show pressure. They settled in basically.
Yeah.
And they came back, and you started to see, obviously, what the result was.
Right.
But man, that scared me. I was texting you guys. I'm like, dude, this run defense is trash. I was shocked because like we held this defense to a high standard.
We did.
Before the season started.
We did.
And then they end up showing, hey, this is the reason why.
Yeah, those A gaps were really wide open for Tony Pollard to run through, and also the backup. I forgot. I have him on a Snead, I think it was. So I forgot, Spears. They had holes, and even though Spears didn't have really a big gain like Tony Pollard did, or really dictated a lot from the running game than Tony Pollard. But the fact of the matter is that you're right. That defense couldn't even stop a fly. The touchdown pass from Will Levis to who was it? They threw to the tight end. Stevenson, who got the interception, he didn't even turn around for the ball. He turned around pretty late. The ball was already in the tight end's hands. They couldn't stop the passing game. Will Levis looked like he was a future Hall of Famer in the first half.
I was looking at Will Levis like, damn, bro, like
where did you come out of?
And they have a new coaching staff. So I'm looking at this coaching staff like, damn, bro, like they got a good one over there because that team looked really good.
It did.
They looked solid all across the board, offensively, defensively, everything. They were doing.
It made me want to pick up Will Levis from the waiver wire and me dropping Aaron Rodgers as my backup.
I'm glad you didn't because Aaron Rodgers was moving the ball right now a little bit.
But no, I wouldn't do so stupidity. Anyways, yeah, man, you're right. That team, the way how they started, both offense, defense, and special teams. Oh my god. If anybody out there defends Velus Jones Jr. for whatsoever, you don't know football. I'm just letting you know right now.
Please don't pick who up. CP, are you confusing me with Eric?
I was just kidding. Yeah, you probably was confusing me for.
Look, bro, I know we're both fat Mexicans, bro. That don't mean we look alike. Bro.
Yeah, exactly,
on,
bro. I'm cuter. But anywho, it was just I still do not understand why Velus Jones is still on this team. What does he do? Seriously, what does he do? He can't catch the damn ball. He barely ran the ball. And the one opportunity he got to do something what he's really good at and using his speed, he muffs it. That game, that whole entire first half changed the moment that he muffed that ball.
It's crazy because the beauty of Hard Knocks, right? Because they painted Velus Jones to be, someone you root for, someone you like. And look, and I get it. He's still a person at the end of the day.
Fuck that shit. He's a professional football player.
But god damn it, why the fuck do you have him out there? Bro, I was so fucking pissed. No, you have no idea, Eric.
I really
you have no idea.
I heard that in the Sports Talks radios over here in Chicago, they were saying that they were giving some teams were giving 4th to 5th round picks for Velus Jones.
Yeah,
Jr.
and Hard Knocks, he was asked if he somebody wanted Velus Jones Jr. for a 5th or something.
For a 5th, yeah, and then Brian Post said he wouldn't do anything lower than a 3rd.
Or a 4th.
Or something like that.
Something. It was ridiculous. Something. It was something. I swear, as soon as he muffed it, I would have fucking took him for a bag
of balls. Disinflated. We would inflate them. We would just random balls, like a sack of balls.
No Diddy.
All Diddy. Just sack of balls that are not even inflated.
Look, bro. In all seriousness, I was pissed.
Ah,
I was
dude,
like,
I was
this,
upset.
this guy, time and time again, when you put him in that, when you put him in that position
100%.
to be a punt returner or a kickoff returner,
A
whatever the hell.
specialist, supposedly that's what they're
Yeah, a
called.
specialist.
A
And look,
specialist.
and don't get me wrong, when the ball is in his hands, he is fast, and he can create some plays. You've seen it in the preseason. You've seen it in training camp. He can, but it's getting the ball in his hands, which is the problem. And when you came out of college to be a wide receiver, how is that a problem? How are you even in the NFL? Now, look, he can catch, but you just can't. He can catch the ball. I guess just don't put him as a punt returner. Don't put him as a kick returner.
Don't put him as a
This
receiver.
is like what, the 5th time in his career
Something like that.
in the regular season, like 4th.
Like that.
I don't even know. One too many.
A lot too many.
One way too many.
Fool
And-
me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, you're an idiot.
And I feel like Ryan. The only reason why he's on his team because Ryan Poles.
That was his first offensive pick.
Yeah.
That was his first offensive draft pick.
But man, I was so upset. I was like, "There's no way this shit's happening right now." Literally the first time.
At
He's up
this
there.
very moment. I get it. CP says shout out to Simone Biles for Jonathan Owens.
Man, hey, he's the MVP of the game for me. That the momentum swung so
much with his-
after that scoop and score, and it wasn't just him. I mean, he was credited half for a sec, but just picking up the ball, being there at the right time, and
Right
just-
place, right
and-
time.
yeah, and getting it to the end zone was amazing for us.
Yeah, exactly. And then CP goes, bro, not only he muffed the fucking punt, he also kicked it like it was an onside kick. Like I've never, not even in soccer, I've seen a perfect pass gliding through the ground than what Bayless Jones Jr. did.
It's crazy, man.
It is ridiculous. And
crazy.
and the love that he got apparently from Hard Knocks was just good enough. The national audience saw the nice side of Valence Jones, right?
Hey, look,
But the Chicago Bears, as fans as we are, we knew that he wasn't shit.
That's the thing about Hard Knocks that I like. It does humanize the players, like us as fans, right? We're fans.
Fuck that shit.
Fans is short for fanatics, right? Fanatics isn't really, it's a crazy word because that's what we are. We're crazy, meat-headed fans. You know what I mean? So like we
100%.
don't look at it as from human side. We're like, no, you're a fucking player. Do your fucking job. Win us some money. Win us some games. Blah 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 blah.
You are a professional.
But that's why I like Hard Knocks because it does humanize these people, these guys. It lets them know. It shows us that they're people at the end of the day. So I get it. No offense to him. I'm sure he's a great guy, but it's like I
Pays
said,
his
you're a
taxes.
professional, bro. Like, do your fucking job.
Do your job, bro.
Now-
you practice 6 days out
Now,
of the
who
week.
am I to say anything? Because I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna do just as bad. So I mean, but I'm not getting paid millions of dollars to do it. So
I don't have the speed, but I could definitely catch a ball at 3
in your mouth.
with my hands, bro.
No,
What the
I'm
fuck? Oh my god, we're doing this. Yeah, man. Even though the Bears won, it feels like the Bears semi lost. To be completely honest, because we have a
Hey,
lot more.
yo.
We have a lot more negative output in this game than we do positive.
But that's because we're slapped with PTSD and trauma, bro. So that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to let everybody know. Like, we're only this critical because of our whole lives. This is the disappointment that we've just learned to live with. I guess I don't know. I'm watching the game with Paulina and like, she started watching football when she started dating me, right? So like she's like she's a diehard fan now. I'm telling you that much, and especially a Bears fan. And she's like, "Why'd you put me through this? Because like it's up and
Why'd you
down."
put me through this?
It's funny, but I love it, right? But it's true. It's like you go through the ups and downs, and you're like,
100%.
why am I rooting for this team?
100%.
You know what I mean? And
I know.
but then you get wins like you did yesterday, and you're like, okay, this is why.
You know how rare that win was? It's only happened like once or twice in the whole entire NFL history.
Yeah.
That the Bears were down 17-0, 17-3 at halftime and ended up winning the game. And the Bears did it once too against the Arizona Cardinals on the Monday Night Football, if you remember correctly.
Right.
We know who they thought they were, and it is just beyond crazy to me that I think it's also the expectation, right? The expectation was the big killer. because we expected somewhat of a decent game from the Chicago Bears offensively. Like, you're turning the page, new quarterback that looks better than the previous quarterback, and so on and so forth. And we get it. There was a little bit of a hype from all around. Defense was better. Defense carried it. I honestly do believe, and this is just me and my personal opinion and my humble thoughts and my own belief what I'm about to say right now. But I think this was probably going to be like the last time we're going to see like the Bears as like a defensive unit to win a game on the first game of the season. Like actually like take over the game and win the game, because
I'm not gonna say that.
Slowly,
I'm not gonna say it's the last time.
It's slowly the tide is slowly gonna turn to the it's gonna be an offense.
We hope it does, but again, like
I feel like it is.
No, look, I get it. We get Caleb Williams definitely has excuses. The offensive line, first game, being a rookie.
Yeah. First game.
But still, that doesn't. You're still an NFL quarterback.
Well, at the end of the day,
you still have the talent.
That's why you play him in preseason a lot.
I mean, he got drafted number 1 for a reason.
100%.
So, it's like I was telling you earlier before the show, Eric. I heard this from Dan Wiederer on 670 The Score, and I couldn't agree with him more. Going forward, he has to show you why he's the number 1 overall pick, and at least he has to have at least one play a quarter going forward to show you why we drafted him number 1 overall and why he is the guy to take us over the hump, the guy to turn this franchise around. Yeah. And I agree with it 100%. I'm not sitting here saying that he has to play a game like Tom Brady and win every single one and dominate. No, I'm saying at least one play a quarter where you're like, okay,
I see you, Caleb.
Yeah, that's my quarterback. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I agree with that. I agree 100%. You know what I mean? Like now, that being said, they could play a team with a really good defense, like the Titans have, like the Niners, the Jets, you name them, right? Cowboys, where they're gonna make them work, especially with this offensive line. It's gonna be a lot harder.
Yeah, 100%.
But he should still have some moments.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's go.
He didn't have any yesterday.
Nah, he did not. Go to the comments real quick. CP goes, bro, just catch the ball. I don't even care if you don't return it. I'll take it at the 30-yard line. CP also says, I would have thought she was watching football before you. That's crazy how much she knows she needs to draft for you.
What you mean needs to draft for me? CP,
I love you, CP.
Did you not remember I am the defending champ in the JCA Fantasy Football League? I'm the defending champ. All right. And I'm actually, and with you saying that, shout out to Paulina because I love her, right? But I am playing against her week 1, and I already beat her. So, to that. Mic drop.
Yeah, so the Chicago Bears, very mixed emotions. Apparently you want to play this game, right? About Justin Fields and Caleb Williams and your ex and your current girl right now, right? That's a thing.
Come on, bro. You mean to tell me your current relationship isn't better than your ex relationship?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So you compare subconsciously. You compare. So what we're doing is we're going to compare, not subconsciously. We're going to do it all about because we're toxic Bears fans, okay? And we're going to look at Justin Fields, see what he's doing, see if he's better off without us. You know what I mean? And
I don't think so.
And vice versa. All right, Eric, you got the stats?
I do. Let me look.
All right, let's who do you want to do? You want to do Caleb or Justin?
We can do. I'm trying to look for where he put this.
What are you talking about?
John, he posted up the stat sheets. No.
Anyways,
keep going. I'm gonna look for this post that he sent.
Oh, the one that John posted, right?
Yeah,
it had to be on Facebook. Come on, it's Johnny Parlay.
Oh, you know what? He did. I think he posted up on his story. All right. Oh well, I'm on Facebook. All right, let me go off right here.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
Keep talking to the people.
Do your thing,
Jonathan Pelayo.
But yeah, so shout out to Jonathan Pelayo. For those who are watching for the first time, this is the Jca Sports Podcast. JCA standing John Konavi, which is John, me, and Eric.
Hi.
The three of us. John is not with us tonight.
No, he's not.
But we know he is very happy because he was a big supporter of Justin Fields. He was one of the guys who wanted Justin to stay as his Bears quarterback and not draft Caleb Williams. So you can tell he's pretty happy. I'm not saying he's pretty happy. He wants the Bears to succeed. I'm sure he wants Caleb to succeed.
No, he doesn't.
No.
No, he doesn't.
Ultimately, John wants the Bears and Caleb to succeed. I don't blame him for wanting him to at least feel vindicated that the Bears shouldn't have got rid of Justin Fields. He wanted the Bears to keep Fields, draft Marvin Harrison Jr., and maybe do something else with the 9th pick.
Yeah, 100%.
Which in the grand scheme of things, right?
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It actually wouldn't have been that bad. Marvin Harrison.
It wouldn't have worked.
Marvin Harrison didn't do anything with the Cardinals, but I mean, with Justin Fields as the quarterback, and then you still have Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Marvin Harrison. That's a pretty scary lineup. But regardless of the fact,
say it again. With
basically everybody we have now, would just add.
They would have never
Harrison
had
Jr.
Keenan Allen if Justin was still the quarterback.
Yeah, they would have.
No, they wouldn't.
Why?
They would have never traded that third round pick for Keenan Allen.
Oh, I guess you're true.
Because of the contract, money wise.
Okay, well then you get Marvin Harrison and Roma Duzay number 9.
You probably wouldn't get Roman Dunze at number 9 because you already traded. You already got Marvin Harrison Jr. as your number whatever pick you got. Whether if you do trade for that number 1 pick or not. So you're
basically just swapping 1 and 2.
Right. So you wouldn't have gotten Roman Dunze if you already have Marvin Harrison Jr.
I don't know. They could have.
No, you cannot. Because you needed offensive help on the line.
Very true. Well,
so you would not have.
So that probably would have worked, huh? After looking at all this, maybe you should have got
no,
Marvin Harrison Jr. and then get an offensive.
No, because then you would have never paid DJ Moore the amount of money you would have gave him with the contract.
I mean, look, man, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I agree. I love the fact that we got Caleb Williams. Don't get me wrong. I'm the biggest. Despite what Eric makes it,
you see how easily I just debunked that whole entire that little argument, like how quickly I just came up with everything right on the spot.
Yeah,
because it makes no sense.
I'm not gonna sit here and argue when I understand where you're coming from. What I'm saying is they could have. It probably wouldn't have been the right decision, but they could have. But anyways, that's what John wanted.
Wouldn't have been the right decision.
Not what I wanted. What I wanted happened. I wanted Caleb Williams. I was the biggest Caleb Williams supporter out of the 3 of us.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that
I had
part.
to talk you into it.
Yeah, I was. Because
you were still on the fence. You were still on the fence.
100%.
John wasn't. John wanted Fields. I wanted Caleb. You were on the fence.
Right.
So.
All right, so I got it. So week 1, apparently we're doing this bullshit, right? And so week 1, this is total yards, and this is passing and rushing. Justin Fields, 213 total yards. I don't know how much it is passing. I don't know how much it is running. It's just 213
Man,
total
what are you
yards.
talking about? You don't know. I'll look. I'll get that stat for you.
Oh, yeah, because I got it from the post that he has. This is all they're giving me from the post. So
I got you, brother.
All right, thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, Justin Fields had 213 total yards. That's rushing and passing together combined with a 74% completion, 0 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions.
So, passing, Fields was 7 for 23 with
23.
156 yards.
This motherfucker said 7 for 20.
17.
Oh,
17. Sorry.
Oh, my God.
17 completions for 23 attempts for 156 yards.
156 yards.
And 2 sacks. 156 yards to Caleb's. I think it was like 92.
How many fumbles did he have?
Well, I just got out of it.
That's fucked up. I just said just like that, huh? I know it's 93 passing yards.
Did he have any fumbles?
Who? I don't know. You're looking up the stats.
I don't think he had any fumbles.
All right. Well, that's a shocker. As for Caleb Williams, he has 108 total yards. We already know it's 93 passing yards, and I think you just do the math. He probably
no interceptions. I don't see any fumbles.
No interceptions.
But 2 sacks for a loss, 23 yards.
Almost roughly about the same as
quarterback rating of 91.9.
That's just better than Caleb Williams.
A lot better than Caleb Williams. I think his pass rating was like 50 something.
55.
Exactly. So then what the hell are you saying? Just better. That's a lot better. What Caleb Williams, for how many yards did he throw?
93.
93 compared to 156.
Right.
What's the math on that?
That's like what? 60 some odd yards, 70 some odd yards.
Well, I gotta use my calculator. I'm Hammond Public School System. Sorry. That's 63 more yards.
63 more yards.
63 more yards. They both didn't score a touchdown. Both offense didn't score any touchdowns. The Steelers were all field goals.
Yep.
The Steelers were all field goals, and the Bears were all defensive and special teams. 2 touchdowns.
And
So when it comes to that point, they're both even, right? When it comes to yards, Caleb only threw 93. Justin's 156. So that's a point for Justin. Okay. When it comes to sacks, they both got sacked twice. So that's even. And no fumbles, no interceptions. That's even. That's a win for Justin in my book.
That's literally no win for anybody.
That's 63 more yards.
You're literally basing this off just 63 yards. 63 yards. You're really basing off.
A win. It's like
if anything, this is like a glorified tie.
No,
there was no touchdowns, no interceptions, none of them scored.
But there's more yards.
If you're literally just doing it by yards, it's literally just a glorified tie.
Okay, we could tie it only based off because the Steelers may have a better offensive line than the Bears, which is why he was able to throw the extra 63 yards. I don't know. We could say that. If you want to make it a tie, we can make it a tie, but we got to come to a decision. But we have to have a clear-cut winner for a week, or if it's going to be a tie, it's going to be a tie. But each week we're going to have a clear-cut winner of who wins the week between Justin and Caleb.
Nobody won this week.
So it's a tie.
It's a tie.
So it's a tie.
They really didn't do anything to improve their offense whatsoever.
Okay. I agree with that. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with that. Even though Justin did have 63 more yards, I do agree that ultimately there is it's the ultimate. It just like you said, you said it perfectly. They didn't do anything to
help their offense.
Period.
Whatsoever.
You're
literally basing this off 63 yards.
As a winner. Again, I didn't say that. I just said that's in that category. It's a win for Fields. So ultimately, you would give the win for Fields, but this is a team game, right? And a lot of their success is based off the guys around them. So I would give the nod to a tie. So Eric says a tie. I would say it's a tie. What do you guys say in the comments? Tie. Do you get the win to Justin?
John already has it for a win for
Justin. John has a win for Justin. Which is so you guys do a tiebreaker or you guys vote for us.
I agree with CP because him and I are on the same page. John does not want Caleb to succeed, which is true.
Yes, he does.
No, he does not,
yes,
bro. No, he does not.
No, he does.
No, he does not.
No. He does because the Bears already have him.
I get that.
You can't go backwards. The Bears already have Justin Fields as the quarterback.
Yes.
And John wants the Bears to succeed. Yeah. So therefore he needs Caleb to succeed.
But honestly, I think if we would have had John right here and we asked him personally, he was like, what would you rather have? The Bears have a better season and Caleb be successful, or you want your theory to be true that Caleb was
he would pick the Bears. He would pick the Bears.
I don't think so. I honestly think so. I honestly think he'll pick the other way around.
He's a Bears fan.
That's fine.
He's gonna want the Bears to succeed.
That's fine. But all the shit that John has been talking throughout this whole entire offseason, leading up to the trade, leading up for them drafting Caleb Williams, like him talking all this shit, he really needs Caleb Williams to fail in order for this to work, to be quite perfectly honest. And if he doesn't, then John's pretty much a hypocrite himself in doing all this shit talking and yet making the Bears going into the playoffs for that, bro. And that's what I've been telling him throughout this whole entire time. He needs Caleb Williams to fail and fail miserably in order for him to feel good. Yes, he does, bro. Yes, he does. It is that. It's not that serious, but to be John's logic, it is that serious.
No, I think John does. I think this is how it goes, right? This is how I feel. I feel like John wants the Bears to succeed because he's a fan. He wants Caleb to succeed because he is the Bears quarterback. However, if the Bears have a good season, or if let's say their defense carries and Caleb Williams doesn't have a good season, he's gonna be like, "I told you so," and he's gonna wear that with pride. But if the Bears succeed with Caleb Williams, he's going to be happy. And I'm pretty sure he would wear the fact that, okay, you know what, I didn't want this guy originally. I'll eat my words.
He already said he's not going to do anything until he wins the Super Bowl, bro.
No,
so you already know his expectations are so,
bro.
You already know his expectations.
You know him. He trolls.
I think he's dead ass serious.
Corey says Najee Harris also ran for 70. Would have been nice for Caleb to have that.
100%. Yeah. He also says, do you honestly believe Fields would have utilized DJ Moore, MGH, and Keenan Allen? Anyone who actually watches the game knows that's not true.
No, I agree.
Again,
I was playing devil's advocate, CP.
But yeah, no, Keenan Allen would not have been a Bear if Justin Fields was still here.
CP, nah, he dead ass, bro.
He's dead ass.
It's a question for John.
I honestly would feel like he would be dead ass. And I know he loves this little Johnny blasphemy shit. And I know he loves him saying like, oh, he wants to say the most blasphemous shit out there. And I get that. But really,
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna post a meme. I'm gonna post a meme on the Jca Sports Podcast of the Wolverine with the picture. I'm gonna put John's face on Wolverine's head with the picture of Justin Fields saying John after Justin having 63 more yards over Caleb. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make that today.
But again, bro, like,
damn, bro, I picked the Jets to win this game.
Amongst us in the conversation that we have outside of everybody else.
Why did I pick the Jets? I
don't know. That's you.
Well, John told me he was also.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. I don't. It is what it is. But
Because Aaron Rodgers. Man.
that's what it is. I promise you, bro. Like, if deep down inside he would rather have the Caleb Williams and the Bears fail, that way Caleb Williams looks bad.
He says energy towards Caleb is real.
It is real. I'm telling you, man. Even in the conversation, look at the text messages that we've had in the group chat amongst us three. You know it's real. You can say he's trolling for the cameras. You can say this and that. But bro,
what did he say today?
We literally had the draft here for.
I'm not gonna expose the group chat, right?
But right, you're not gonna.
I am gonna say what he did say a little bit. It was
It's again, bro. Like it's real because like he would have never posted on his Facebook page about the total yards. Like we're literally comparing total yards with the same amount of touchdowns, interceptions. Like if that's really an accomplishment,
right?
You know what I mean? So like again, like I know. It is. This is why this is like the most stupidest thing ever. We can always go back of because again, give me an NFL rookie quarterback starting on the first game of the season and having any type of success, and you're not going to find it. Rare, you're going to find it. And you can't even throw Patrick Mahomes because he didn't start the first game. You can't even throw Mitchell Trubisky because he didn't even start the first game.
Could have sworn he said something about painting his nails, but maybe I was
wrong. Yeah, he said it. He's like he was better painting his nails than he was throwing the football.
Where did he say that?
I think he said that in our chat.
See it. He probably deleted it.
That's what I'm telling you, man. Like he's serious about this. I'm dead ass, bro.
All right, we got 9 minutes left of the show. Texans Bears week 2. After seeing what we saw yesterday, this is going to be a struggle for the Bears. If the Bears have to show up offensively, look,
100%.
The good thing about it is defensively we showed up and showed out after halftime. But the Bears can't do that. Again, they can't pick and choose when they're going to show up, especially defensively, because we're going against an offense. We're going against a team that made the playoffs last year, a team that's stacked. Jca Stroud is a way better quarterback right now than Caleb Williams.
Well, yeah, he has 1 year
NFL
experience.
And those wide receivers are legit. Nico Collins,
100%.
Stephon Diggs had a touchdown yesterday. I mean, Joe Mixon looked good. I had him in my fantasy team, Eric, and I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go. So this team is going to put up some points. They're going to go against a good defense. But the Bears, but as I mentioned, the Bears defense has to be there from the start of the game because you could easily be down 30 to 3 at halftime, and that's a lot. To me, that's a little too much to come back from. Not to mention, Caleb Williams has to find his footing. He has to find his footing. I get it. It was a tough defense with Tennessee. Yeah. It was your first game of the year. Yeah. I understand it. But you cannot play like that again on Sunday because –
and even worse – and not even worse.
This is a team you can't do that for. And they got to show up. And we don't know if Rome's going to play or not. He's week to week.
Right.
But so you're already down a weapon. But you like Shane Waldron, you have to utilize Cole Kmet. You have to utilize Keenan Allen a little bit more. You have to utilize DJ Moore. And I don't know what they're going to do with that offensive line, but they got to get it together. They got to figure it out.
They do.
Because the Texans will get after it.
Yeah, definitely for sure. And then if we have some reminiscence of the Titans secondary that played against the Colts that was getting torched by Anthony Richardson, we might have a shot. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. You're absolutely right, though.
Like, by the way, Anthony Richardson looked good yesterday.
I mean, that's what happens when you sit down for a year and a year that you're recovering. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. A year of recovery.
Regardless, right, but you sit down a year, that was his rookie year, was it not? He sat down and he came back and he played. I mean, come on, Caleb. Last year's rookie class looked good, man. This year's not so much.
After one game?
I'm just saying.
They even had worse games last year. CJ Stroud threw for like 200 yards with 0 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
Speaking of first-time quarterback last year, first-time quarterback was Jordan Love this year. He's out. Fuck you, Packer fans.
You know what?
Take that.
I think we should do, and starting next week's show, we should do around the NFC North and just talk about all the other teams too as well.
I mean, the Vikings look good, man. I mean, I get it.
Are we doing this today?
I mean, we could just briefly. I know they beat up on the Giants team that. Giants team that you know,
they suck.
They very sus.
They might be the number 1 pick this year, next year.
I mean, I don't know. I thought the Giants could have been sneak. What the Vikings were yesterday, I thought that would have been the Giants.
No,
going into
definitely not.
I did.
The loss of Saquon Barkley is astronomically
I didn't believe it until I saw it,
Oh,
man.
bro,
I didn't believe it
trust
to
me.
this week. I'm like, bro, it's crazy,
It's crazy.
crazy.
That's the only reason why they went to the playoffs 3 years ago.
But
That's
the Vikings surprised me, for sure. And the
Vikings. Sam Darnold surprised me.
yeah,
Sam Darnold
and the
surprised
Lions are still the Lions. So
me. Lions are still the Lions.
Lions are still the
They
Lions.
took
They're-
over that overtime like it was nothing.
Yeah, they're gonna be a really tough out. Both teams are gonna be a really tough out. And with the Packers losing Jordan Love, that's huge.
4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks, that's huge.
That's like
He's not gonna have that rhythm. He's not gonna have that Remember last year it took him some games to get back.
yeah, but it didn't. At first, the struggle for both quarterbacks in like the very first 2-3 series was real. But then you see them settle in, and you saw the same Jordan Love that ended the season was there before he got hurt. So yeah, I know I got CP in here. I got it.
Yeah, I got Sam Darnold. Literally just has to pull the ball, and JJ and Addison has it. I mean, that's true. He also goes no way the Packers stick with Willis.
Ryan Tannehill's out there. I heard they reached out.
It's good. It's good to say that about the Packers. They don't have a quarterback right now.
For sure.
We were never able to say that before in our lives, guys.
He's also CP also says, "Call me crazy. I think Sunday night could be different. We won't outduel CJ, but I think Caleb can have a better game against Houston's defense. Anthony Richardson had a field
Facts. All right,
day.
so I already said what I had to say about this upcoming game. The Bears they cannot play the way they played, or it's going to be a long night. Eric, what do you think is going to happen, or what's your synopsis here?
Look, man, I honestly do feel like this up until the Bears offense can actually get some type of rhythm going, the defense has to show up for these next couple weeks, man. Against the Texans next week, against the following week against the Colts.
It's a lot. You're asking a lot.
I'm asking for a lot for a defensive unit. But to be honest, what I have been seeing in these little preseason games in the first game of the season, it's the same struggles, and the struggles still continue. And the defense has to show out these first couple weeks before, for the offense to get rhythm, bro. Because if not, then I know I'm asking for a lot, but if it continues throughout the whole entire season, we're not looking at the 10-11 game win season that we all thought that we were going to get. We're looking literally at 6, maybe even 7, and all the wins are probably going to come in this half of the season.
If we get another 2 or 3 weeks of the same shit we saw yesterday,
it's going to be hard, bro.
I'm not gonna lie.
That Colts game is going to be different. It's going to be difficult. That home game against the Rams here is going to be difficult. The
last thing I want is for another year of excuses about the offensive line. We always said it.
And you know what?
Cutler. We always said it about Mitchell Trubisky.
But I think this year is different simply because we know what we have at quarterback now.
No, we really speculate what we have at quarterback.
Oh, there you go. That's a good word. We're speculating.
We are assuming that Caleb Williams is a legitimate quarterback.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to go a year on what ifs. I want consistent.
You want for sure.
I want sure things. I want consistently sure things. I don't want consistently what ifs, because we had what ifs with Mitch. We had what ifs with Fields. I mean, Jay Cutler, what if we had a coordinator? What if we had an offensive line? I'm fucking tired of it. Eric.
What if he actually stayed healthy the year that he broke his fucking
collarbone? Fucking tired of it.
What
As
if
a Bears fan, it's all we've ever fucking had.
What if Kyle Orton
want another year like that?
What if Kyle Orton played in the Super Bowl where the Bears would have won?
I don't. I will literally go crazy if we go another year. Oh, Caleb's still the guy, but we just need an offensive. I cannot go another year like that.
And then the real question is, where do you start for the offensive line? Is it center? Is it guard?
He was the clear cut issue yesterday, and the whole offensive line needs a revamp.
Tevin Jenkins. He had some moments. The third best offensive lineman that game.
He had some moments.
Darnell Wright was your best offensive lineman that day.
Other than him, I don't know who else.
Larry Borum is hurt, so that girl's your left tackle right there. It's literally from the center onto the right. Onto the left is where you have problems.
It's not good. So,
and
suit up, bro. We're both big. Let's get some weight.
Let's pendejo. I'm not gonna do that shit, bro. I ain't gonna, man. You know how much conditioning I got.
Suit up, Eric.
Yeah,
that's our quarterback, damn it.
I may be big, but them motherfuckers are 6'4", 6'5". You saw how Sweat looked, bro.
Hell no.
You saw, bro.
Like Dan Campbell said, I'm biting the leg. They're gonna have to carry me. They're gonna have to pull me.
Bro, you saw how big Sweat was yesterday. What the fuck do you think I'm gonna do with a guy that weighs 340?
Hell no, I'm kicking him in the balls, bro. I'm kicking him in the balls every single. I'm kneeing his ass in the balls, bro.
Biting kneecaps like a little kid.
Over with, bro. I'm doing whatever the fuck. All that meat, I'm taking it.
You know what, man?
No Diddy.
I really do hope though that the offense shows up a little bit. That's all I'm asking for. I need more than 93 yards. I need a touchdown and I need an interception for all I care at this point, bro. Like, I know he's not gonna go the whole season not throwing an interception. I know that's impossible. But I need a touchdown. I need a touchdown or two. I need an interception. Just one. Like I just need the offense to look somewhat better. And the bar, like we talked about last week, how low the bars are set, how low the bar is for the Bears quarterback. The Bears offense for this week coming up is super low. So I think they could probably go over that fucking bar real easy.
Yep,
hey, real quick. Before we leave, bro, I got a question for you, right? And this is all for everybody who's a wrestling fan. I know Jose's a big wrestling fan. I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm not a big fan, but I pay attention, right?
Real quick, shout out to AEW. I was there at All Out, crazy ass pay-per-view. Will Ospreay is over like Rover. I've never seen a crowd react the way they react to Will Ospreay. Bryan Danielson coming out to the final countdown and his retirement tour was something I'm going to remember the rest of my life. And that cage match between Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page was fucking sick. It was crazy. I took my kids AEW to that pay-per-view and they were fucking traumatized. They're like, what are we witnessing? Murder? Jesus.
Anthony Rizzo, I miss you, bro. You look weird in the Yankees uniform, but I love you and I miss you. I went to the Cubs game on Saturday, so
lucky.
I got to
see
boy
Rizzo
and cried a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. All right, man. Here's my question to you. And everybody who watches wrestling, you can answer too, right? What would you rather prefer? The crossover between WWE or NXT and TNA?
That's happening already.
Right. I'm
okay, go ahead.
The question.
Okay.
What would you prefer?
Okay.
Watching that crossover between TNA and NXT or the all-out violence in AEW and like the uncensoredness and the rawness of that organization company wise.
So
what caters to you, what you like the most, or what have you seen?
Well, so they're both happening now. AEW has that rawness.
I know that, Jose.
Right. So hold on. I'm just processing the question. Okay, I'm processing the question out loud. Okay, so they're both happening now. So you're asking me which one do I watch now the most?
What do you prefer the most, or what do you like the most, or which one is your, what route would you take to see the most, like go out of your way to see?
The TNA and the NXT crossover is very interesting because WWE never in its history or existence acknowledged